Hello everyone. Today is the 29th of May, not February, May 2024. This also covers a little bit from yesterday, the 28th. I've spent all my time the last couple days that I've had to work on the car, quite a few hours worth, just working on that door panel. I finally got it done. And you'll see from the coming video clips, which I actually made ahead of time. I'm doing the intro after the fact. You'll see that I was very frustrated at points. This upholstery is just not my bag. I tell you that. That's what I'm learning. Not my bag. But I finally got through it. That's really all I had planned was to do that one door panel. I don't think I have anything else that I need to do right now, so I'm planning on taking this thing for a drive a little later on, just keeping it at 40 miles an hour or under as I run an errand. So that's the intro. I've just finished disassembling my replacement door panel. Took the black covering off of it, the carpeting that was down here. And as I already know, the base here is in pretty good shape. It better be, because that's the whole point of all this. The only damage is right there where the power door lock button goes, but that's going to be hidden by my my material on the green anyway. Plus, I can always brace it with some kind of small piece of metal or wood or something across there if I do indeed install the power door locks on this car. I did learn that there is indeed a some kind of layer of protective material here behind this, which is all pretty much gone from my original carpeting. There's real nice. I'll save it. I don't know if I'll ever do anything with it. I'll save this piece as well. Again, don't know if it's really worth keeping, but I'll keep it for now. So now I have to go out and buy some glue, because I'm going to be doing a lot of gluing back here to hold my green pieces in place. Plus, I need to figure out how I'm going to staple. The staples that I pulled out were pretty thin, so I think I can just use a regular swing line stapler to help hold these things in place on the back side. So you can see here most of that material is missing, but again, not much I can do about it. I'm not really going to worry about it. I'm just going to see how this is going to look and decide exactly how I'm going to adhere it. They did use a lot of glue on the original design, so that's not a problem to use glue. I think the hardest part for me is going to be up here at the top, where it attaches to this metal part, holding this top piece in, because they use some pretty thick staples to hold or tacks or whatever you want to call them to hold those on. So I'm not exactly sure what my solution is going to be on that, but one step at a time. I did also learn that there were some small little staples here on this side as well, which I didn't notice before when I was taking it apart. So at least now I'm finally at the point where I can start assembly. I'm testing the initial fitment, and so far it looks really good. It's going to look nice once I get this all on here and attached, glued on, stapled on, and all that. Fits very nicely. So I think it's going to turn out really well. I'm going to use a combination of a few staples on the edges here, and a little bit of glue on the other side. Probably don't need as much glue as I thought I might at first. I think the glue is mostly just to kind of keep it from moving too much at first. Although here, I think I'll tend to use more glue on the edges here to hold this in place. The hardest part, I think I already mentioned this, is going to be attaching this. I don't think I'll be able to use my staple gun, which I have. Maybe I can. I'm not really sure. I'm going to have to try that one time just to see if I have any luck with that. But it's got to punch through the metal on here, and it's got to punch through the metal on here. I don't know. I may end up having to do something like drill tiny holes or something with a drill, and pushing through some kind of staples that way through those holes. I'm not really sure how that's going to work. Like I said, that's going to be the biggest challenge to make this work. So, but so far it looks good. All right, my next step is in progress here. I bought a can of this spray adhesive by Loctite. About 10 bucks a can. It's not cheap, but I figured that'd be a lot easier to work with that than rather a small little can with a small brush in it. So I sprayed part of this side with that adhesive after I tested the fitment of this, of course, first. Then I quickly attached all this, put my little binding clips to kind of keep it in place while it's drying, and I used just a regular office stapler here to staple down the sides. That seemed to work pretty well. So I'm pleased with that. I wish I could do that over here, but that ain't going to work on this. That again, that's going to be a challenge trying to put that metal strip back on top that goes up here. That's going to be a challenge. But anyway, I'm pretty pleased with how it's looking so far. Looks real good here. All the openings are now hidden. No door lock opening, no manual crank opening up there, so it's looking good. I'll have to reattach down here at these points. I may just try to reuse the existing tacks that are still there, see if I can get them to reattach, if I even worry about it at all. I think I should, but anyway, I'm pleased with how it's going so far. It looks like I could probably go ahead and attach the carpet piece down the bottom too right now. I don't see any reason that I couldn't do that, except that I might need to wait for my binding clips to become available, because this is all I have right here. All right, I have to pause now because I'm running out of time for this particular session. It actually is coming along pretty well. For the most part, it's reassembled. Now, it's far from perfect. Like I thought I had put enough glue back here to hold the carpet against the cardboard, but it didn't work out that way. But I'm not really concerned about it, because once I put the armrest in place, it'll hold it. It'll press against the carpet down there and hold it in place. This part here, I don't know. I may try to spray some more glue down in there just to get that to stick better. I don't like the way that looks, but overall, though, looks pretty good. It's coming out pretty well. Uh, as I've mentioned several times, the hardest part is yet to come, and that's when I reinstall this. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to attempt to use the staples that are still in there, push them back in the same holes they came out of, and see if I can just reuse them instead of trying to start fresh and all that. I think I can make that work. That's going to be my attempt anyway, to see how that goes when I come back to this, whenever that is. All right, it's now the next day. My intention is to finish with this door panel so I can get it installed in the car, put that back together. So whatever glue I used is done drying now. I'm going to take all my binder clips off. Then I'm going to straighten each of these tabs up on these staples that are still in here and try to get them back in the same holes they came out of. They'll punch new holes in the green vinyl because it's got a different alignment, but the holes in the metal part are still where they were before. So that's my idea there, just to reuse those heavy-duty staples, because I don't really have a way of making new holes myself very easily. So this is the kind of detail work I'm having to do to get this rail locked on top of here, because the holes are lined up differently in this final piece, the green one. I'm just using the existing hole, starting from underneath, poking them through, and then going to the top side, and just worming it out to make sure I can find the holes when I need to, when I put those staples back through. Very tedious. All right, like I said yesterday, upholstery is not my strong point. Oh man, I would not want to do this for a living. So I did my best to reattach this metal strip with the felt material on it. It's back on top now. I did my best to get the staples back in there, such as they are. They're not perfect, but it should hold well enough to put it back on the car. So at this point, this door panel, so the carpet is hanging there. I got to spray some more adhesive in there first, even though the armrest is going to hold it in place. I just do not like the way that hangs like that. So I'm going to do a little more glue in there, and then I'll be able to put it back in the car. So it's close. All right, this door panel is now ready for installation at long last. I think I needed a couple more of the correct size clips here. This one is too small. I don't know if it's going to hold, but I'm going to attempt to use it anyway. So I've been using glue on this side. So as you can see, it looks much better now. It's not flopping out from the panel. So this baby's ready. It's not perfect, especially right here at these seams. I'm a little disappointed in myself for how I did with that, but other than that, I'm satisfied. All right, from a distance, it looks okay, but I swear to you, I will never, ever attempt that again. What a pain in the butt. That was so much effort, and it just did not come out well at all. It's bent up here. It's not straight. It's not as tight as it should be because of those. It's not straight like it should be. And I've only got like 1 or 2 clips on each side that even work anymore to hold it. So, and I'm very disappointed in how I did here. I did a terrible job there. So, anytime in the future that door panels need to be repaired or whatever, I'm going to hire a professional. I will never do that again. Oh my gosh. All right, the painful process has finally concluded. Oh my gosh, that was so much work. I have calmed down a bit because I forgot to put the flapper valve behind the vent here that goes before the door panel goes on, so I had to take the door panel off again. And I looked a little closer at it, and I discovered that there was a piece under here that I had accidentally bent under, and that's what was preventing me from properly seating it up here. So now it fits a lot better, a whole lot better. So I calmed down. I survived. I still don't think I ever want to do this again, but maybe with enough passage of time and with my memory the way it is, I'll forget how much of a pain this was, and maybe I'll attempt it on another door if I feel the need to. Though I know none of the other door panels were nearly as bad as this one was, so at least it's done. Again, the only flaw really that's obvious is right here, and I can live with that. I polished all the chrome as best I could. This top part has been replaced, as I have mentioned previously. I just noticed, though, and I had never noticed this before, that I'm missing the little tang right here on the Continental Star. None of the other doors are like that, just this one. I didn't realize I was even missing it, unless I just broke it off just now and didn't realize it. That's possible. But anyway, I'm done with that. I don't think I had any other plans for work on the car right now, so I think I'm going to take it for a drive, just keep the speed at 40 or below, go do a job. I got to inspect the house, and then I'll come back. There was something else I meant to mention too. You can see I got a couple of gallons of gas in the trunk here as a spare. I'm intentionally running the tank down. I'm going to run it all the way down. I'm just testing brute force method here to see if that low fuel warning light will come on. I really don't know how many gallons of gas I got left. I have a feeling I still have several gallons, so it may be a while before I actually have a good test. So if the light doesn't come on and I run out of gas first before the light comes on, then I know I've still got a problem, and I'll address it at that point. All right, folks, a little excitement here. You can see my red low fuel warning light is actually working on my car. Yay! So I'm at the gas station now, filling her up. Now that I've tested and actually see the red light come on for my low fuel warning light, I'm really very happy to see that. So I guess my theory was correct in that the reason it didn't work initially is because the tank was completely dry, and I guess the thermistor couldn't sense a temperature difference because there was no fuel in there initially. Now that there is fuel in there, when it exposes the thermistor, it sends a signal and my red light comes on. So I'm so happy that that works. So really pleased about that. Now I just need to remember to put my bottle of blood substitute in the tank when I get back home a little later on. Almost forgot too, since I filled up the gas tank with 20 gallons of gas, I definitely need to add my additive here, my lead substitute. So I'm going to pour that in the tank. I don't know if you can hear the noise I'm hearing outside. I'm just turning it on the phone here a little bit. That clicking, clunking noise from the back. Still trying to figure out what that is. Alright, I'm going to wrap this up for the day. I'm so glad I'm done with that door panel. Oh my gosh, that was so much work. Now that it's done and put back on the car, it doesn't look half bad. It was a struggle getting there though. I'm not going to touch any other door panels. I really don't think I need to anyway. I'm really excited though that my low fuel warning light actually functions like it's supposed to. So I hadn't actually tried to test it like I did today. So I'm glad it works. And I'm still trying to figure out what's going on at the rear end. I'm not 100% certain that the drive shaft is actually the problem, because even after trying to keep the speed down to 40 to 45 at most, after a while, after a few miles, I started getting some more vibration, and there's quite a bit of clicking or loud, I don't want to call it clunking, but some kind of repetitive noise coming from the right rear of the car. It's definitely the right rear. It's not coming from the left. So that really makes me suspicious of the wheel bearing on this side. So I may pull that axle shaft soon just to check out the wheel bearing. I think I'm probably still going to let my mechanic balance the drive shaft, because that, I don't know if a bad wheel bearing would cause vibration like that. I'm still suspicious of the drive shaft too. So I think I'm going to let that continue and get that done. That's next Wednesday, I believe, the 5th of June, whenever that is, to get that drive shaft balanced. And then after that, I'll see how she does. And if that other noise is still there, I'll pull that axle shaft and have that bearing checked. And that's it. Have a nice day.